Good morning-ish. Earliest stream ever on a weekday. What's up, Devin? I don't know about you guys, I just finished watching the Microsoft Flight Sim dev stream. They were talking about a bunch of stuff for 2024 and taking a bunch of questions. Lots of Q&A going on. What's up, dude? So I have today off work because I'm going on a trip starting tomorrow. I'll be gone until Monday. So I won't be on for like 4 days. So figured to knock out a few legs of the world tour here before I go. What's up, Sierra? Hey, Jack. Yeah, not in the middle of the night. Yeah. Yeah, this is not gonna happen often, but when I get a chance. I might on Monday as well do another early stream. We'll see. I took an extra day off before at both ends of my trip, so. What's up, Chase? Anyway, I'm in the TBM today. I said I'd fly it last time, so we're gonna fly the TBM. For this leg, I'm gonna get Volanta up and all that good stuff. We are in Shetland, Scotland, on this island. It's Sumburgh Airport. I think this is part of the Shetland Islands, right? Which is, I was trying to remember the name the last stream and I couldn't remember it, but now I do. We had flown here before. I think we might have flown to this exact airport before. Yeah, this looks very familiar. I remember taking off on, there's another runway here, right? Yeah, closed one. There's like this runway. I think we took off from this runway right here, flew this direction. Well, of course, because we took off from this runway. And I remember flying over this direction afterwards. So I do remember this airport specifically during one of our Saturday group flights. But we're back. What's up, Rock? So for this flight, because we're getting to places that aren't just over the ocean the whole time, this one does have a decent amount over the water, but I'm gonna move the cruise altitude as low as I can, or, you know, like most of the way down, so we can get a better view of the world. It's kind of boring to fly all the way up at cruise level every time. Like, I think for this flight, it's recommending we go all the way up to 30,000 feet. So here's the first leg. We're going down. Is this? I think we're ending. Yeah, it looks like we're ending in Scotland again. But these are Scotland-owned islands anyway, where we're at right now. So our first leg is down here, EGPU. I'm gonna get Volanta going. And yeah, we're flying to Tiri. It just says UK. Look at all of the closed taxiways here. Interesting. Birds in the vicinity. Paramotor activities. And we got a 4,800 foot runway available to us. And an AFIS. So we'll have some weather information. All right, this is about a 270 mile leg. So I'm going to go in and edit my flight plan. I want to try to get this lower than before. Yeah, beyond ATC won't work. Yeah, not surprising. All these tiny airports. Not a big deal. Oh, let me fix that. Volanta is not on this screen. There we go. So if I look at the OFP, I think it's giving us like 30,000. Yeah, it's giving us 30,000 feet here. But I wanna fly much lower, so let me pull up the VFR maps and see what a safe altitude might be. So once we take off, let me You see that I have those on. Yeah, the MEFs are turned on. So down here we should get some. I think it's about 5,000 feet. So here we're at 3,700's the highest maximum elevation figure, the highest obstacle. 5,300 in this area, 5,300 here, 4,500. Okay, so we could get by. Anything above, say, 6,000 feet would be more than safe. So maybe we'll do like 8,000 or 10,000. Keep it really low so we can see the terrain and stuff. So I'm going to go over to SimBrief and change our cruising altitude so we can make sure our fuel predictions are right. Climb profile. Where's our cruise altitude? Cruise profile normal. Oh, here's the altitude. All right, let's do 10,000. I think we could go down to like 8. Let's do 8,000. Let's go really low. 5 passengers, 8,000 feet over the water. What could go wrong? And then there's the recommended route. Let's bring up significant weather. Okay, so over here we have icing up to 26,000 feet, looks like, once we get towards our destination. That's all I see there. All right, generate the flight. By the time you're out of school, I'll be done. Yeah, we'll see how long I go today. I do have to plan for my trip, get packed and all that kind of stuff today, and I have to go to bed pretty early tonight, so yeah, I just thought I'd knock out a few legs here today while I had a chance, especially if I'm trying to, I want to do this before Flight Sim 2024 is out. It'll be out in 55 days. So, you know, I have 88 legs minus 13, or sorry, 80 legs, 80 legs minus 13, 67 legs, and 55 days to do it. So we just need to do a little more than one leg a day. So as long as I'm doing 2 or 3 a stream, it's doable. Oh, what's up, TJ? I'm in the TBM, the Black Square TBM 850 this time. Any turboprop should be good, except for the Grand Caravan. That'd be a little slow. TBM 930 would be a good default plane. And the destination runway is about 5,000 feet. Let's see. Our departure runways, yeah, also about 5,000 feet here. 5,000 feet, like 4,800 feet on both ends. So something that can land at those. Wait, what is Devon? RFAL. I do not have that plane. The Lear fan. If you're talking about the, what is it, the L38? I mean, you can if you want. You'll probably beat all of us there by real fast. But yeah, as long as you can land on the 4,800 foot runway, take off from one, you'll be good. I am going to load Beyond ATC just to see what it does. You guys said that it's going to have errors for these airports.
Beyond ATC connected.
Yeah, no parking found for the destination, so that's fine. We won't have it this flight. No big deal. What's the Lear fan 2100? All right, let's hop inside. All right, and over here I'm gonna unload and reload. And same with Volanta, just making sure it has the right flight plan. All right, there we go. All set. And yeah, we don't have ATIS or anything, so it looks like we're just going to use the METARs and information we have here in SimBrief, or sorry, in Navigraph. All right, and then last but not least, I'm going to go to New Sky. Let me review the flight plan and make sure it has our 8,000. It does not. So how do I don't want it to generate one. Oh, it's kind of making me do another one here. Okay, let's just do this again. Let's do 10,000 again. Oh, whoops, planned step climbs. Oh, okay, that's, I got it. Oh, fetch modified? Oh, there we go. Nice. Hiding in the corner. Perfect, thank you. All right, there we go. 10,000 feet. It's funny, I still don't know where the New Sky VA channel is. Comment giraffe. There is no New Sky VA channel, so otherwise I would gladly help. All right, let's get the checklist going. Pre-flight, crash lever, up. All right, it's been a bit since I've flown this thing. Source selector is off. I mean, all this should be in a good... Let's just go... Let me just skim this real quick. Generator selector to main... Okay, we do need to do real stuff here. Sometimes it's just making... Sometimes these checklists, the pre-flight ones, are just making sure everything's in the correct default position, like parking brake on, you know, gear down. Make sure your hardware's in the right spot. Starter is off. It's right over here. Ignition, auto, or off. Let's turn the ignition to auto. Lights are all off on my switches. And they're all off here. Emergency lights, test. All right, circuit breakers all in. It is a black square plane. We got to check these things. Where's circuit breakers? Control 0. Nice. See what they look like when they're out. Very red. Much red. De-icing switches all off. All these switches are off. Landing gear is down. AP trim master off, which is down here. That's off. And radio master is also down there is off. EFIS master up here is off. Bleed air off. Down here it's off. Dump switch guarded. Yes. Ram air handle pushed in. Ram air pull. It's pushed in. Auto fuel selector to manual. That is right up here. Manual, yes. Aux boost pump is off. Tank selector left or right. It is on left. ELT armed. Right here. Yep, it's armed by default. Flight effects release 737. I did see that. Yep, I'm just waiting for it to be on the marketplace. So hopefully we get it on Thursday. What's up, Nikki? Oh, I still be on ATC. God, sorry. Did not expect the early stream during the World Tour. What's up, Q? Yeah, me neither. Well, I mean, I kind of did. I woke up. I was like, I should stream today. I have the day off, but I'll be gone for 4 days after this. So you guys have plenty of time if you're watching this in the future to catch up. I'll mention on the Discord after, so people know to do these flights before Monday. I'll probably do another stream on Monday, this early. You're trying to KLN 90 on this flight? Wait, what are you in, Jack? Are you in the Duke? You must be in the Duke, right? Yeah, the Grand Duke. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, the KLN 90 is cool. I haven't used it really since I made that video. Maybe once on stream afterwards, but yeah, that thing is super fun. I feel like I'm using like a calculator from high school or something. I'm using a TI-82 or TI-83. I think my brother had a TI-85 and I was jealous. Manual override lever is off. Okay. Power to flight idle. Let's make sure that's working. It is. And my prop, yes, is working. We're going to turn that to max anyway. Prop to max. There it is. Condition lever and cutoff flap control is all the way up. Battery bus power. Check supply. What's this? Does that show our electrical power somewhere? Source selector, battery, or GPU. Let's see, overhead in this, 5. All right, let's go battery. Voltmeter above 25 meters. Or sorry, 25 volts, 25 meters. Exterior panel light test. I already did that one. I didn't check the emergency light test, which... Is it this one? That's fine. Fuel gauges, check quantity. All right, we do have to do our fuel imbalance real quick from the flight plan. Let's bring that up. Start the flight in New Sky. Don't forget to start the flight in New Sky. You're not going to get any credit. And let me post the route that it gave me. Direct Cokel, the November 560 airway, exit at Rimmel, then direct Orsum. Orsum. Hey, YWO, what's going on? Yeah, I'm stoked that, or sorry, not Flight FX. It's Parallel 42 released the immersion pack. SimFX. The SimFX immersion pack. Okay, weight and balance. All right, 315 or 312 miles in the air. Fuel is 1245. All right, 1246. Excellent. The battery is draining right now, so I better get... Actually, I should probably turn the battery off for now while we're doing this. All right, and then let's just check our expected takeoff weight, 6588. Oh, our payload is really low then. Payload, okay, 794. So at 6851, expected takeoff weight is 6588. As long as we're not above our max takeoff weight, 7394, and our max landing weight, yeah, we're way below those 7,000 limits, so we're at 6,800. Okay, so the payload's done, so let's continue here. So the fuel is good. Let's get the battery back on. Oxygen enunciation is extinguished. Where is that enunciation? Right there. I see it. Extinguished. Interior lights as required. Flaps down. Landing gear panel. I'm going to skip those. Pitot heat testing. Pitot heat off. De-icing. Okay, source selector off. Okay, that was just a quick test that I skipped most of. Pre-flight inspection complete. Okay, nose baggage door wheel chocks removed. Yes, all removed. And doesn't this have the tablet? Yeah, this has the tablet from the Dukes now, which is pretty awesome. I guess I should have set the payload in here, but looks like we're fine. All the wheel chocks and everything are removed. Engine's at 99%. I'll just hit clean filters. Clear engine. Okay, and let's check the failures. Standby generator active failure. All right, let's reset the failures, I guess. Okay, and I'm just using the PMS GTN 750 is what I have configured. Last time I flew with the 530 the whole time, so. Unrestricted beta range. So let me see. This goes down to normal taxi detent, and then my beta range works normally. Okay, we can get rid of the tablet. Parking brake is set. Seatbelts fastened. Oxygen pressure check. Since we'll fly this all day, I'm just pretty much going to do the pre-flight once, and then we'll just turn around at every airport. We're not going to do this every flight. All right, ignition's on auto already. Radio master on if clearance is required. No ATC for this leg. All right, source to battery. Test the horn. We're not even going to need the passenger oxygen. We're cruising at 10,000 exactly. Auto fuel selector to auto. And just testing the shift. Engine, the fuel tanks are equal right now. ITT test, hold. There's a bunch of tests I'm going to skip for the sake of time. All right, starting engine. Yes, that is off. Flight idle, yes. Condition is cut off. Source selector battery is done. Aux boost pump to on right here. We can hear it. Aux BP on is lit up. Fuel pressure is green right here. Ignition is on auto. Turn the starter to on. All right, starter is flashing. Ignition illuminated. Gas at 13% on the gen. Okay, so let's watch that right here. Coming up to about 15. All right, low idle. Below 870. I love when they had the little digital readouts, so nice. All right, 735. Starter off at 50%, so we'll wait for it to get to the green. All right, in the green. Starter off. Oil pressure is extinguished. Condition to high idle. Check engine instruments. Aux boost pump to auto. Done. Fuel pressure annunciation extinguished. Just got parking brake and beta. I left my beta switch on. I know I didn't. Oh, it goes into beta mode when I pull it. Ah, interesting. It's got a little D10 as well. So just by default, I can pull it into beta mode. But I guess it's because of the taxi range. Yeah, this is the same thing that happened on the Duke. They changed it. What's up, Delta? You thought I'd be down in the Gulf? Yeah, I have my eye on the prize to knock out. I want to focus on knocking out these World Tour legs before Flight Sim 2024 comes out. So I think almost all my streams are going to be doing the World Tour until 2024 comes out. And then it's going to be career mode spamming in 2024 for like weeks probably. But yeah, I saw the hurricanes expected to reach Florida today, right? I think I got an alert for that this morning. All right, main generator. Do we have the generator up here turned on? It's automatic, isn't it? Yes, main generator was on main already and battery. I forgot the nav and strobe lights, so I'm gonna get dinged for that with New Sky. Whoops. It didn't even say the lights, did it? Maybe that was in the pre-flight. Oh yeah, it said lights as required. Oops. All right, that's a point deduction right there. Do I think that anyone in the comments will FS 2024 ride? You have to look at they published recommended specs already. Andy, you can just look at them and compare. I don't know, just Google it, FS 2024 specs or recommended hardware. They did put something out with multiple columns covering both Intel and AMD and NVIDIA builds, mattering your CPU and GPU, so you can check. All right, manual override is off. Flight idle, max RPM. Oh, that's GPU, sorry. After starting engine, gyro instruments all on. Done. Gyro suction green, which we see over here, and this is on slave mode. Prop de-ice is off. These are just tests. Windshield heat off. Inertial separator on. Where's the inertial separator in this guy? There we go. Generator selector to standby. And then back to main. Okay, that's just a standby generator test. Flaps up, bleed air to auto. I'll put it on auto. We're only going to 10,000. Which actually means we don't even need it, right? I'm just going to leave it off. I guess unless we need heat. Yeah, I'll just turn on auto, fan flow to auto. Air conditioning on. We're not going to pressurize, but we need environmental stuff here. Pick up the 4090 RTX and the 9950X 3D as soon as it comes on the market. Yeah, I'm going to wait for all the benchmarks and stuff just because whenever they're making a big change to the fundamental way that the sim is coded and all that, like multi-threading performance is supposed to be different and optimizations are supposed to be different. So I'm going to wait for all the official benchmarks. Until then, 7800X3D sounds good to me. I might not even need an update for my CPU or my RAM. I already have 64 gigs of RAM, thankfully. And maybe I'll get a new GPU if NVIDIA announces something new, like a 5080 or a 5090, just so I can run 4K a little smoother. All right, airflow distributor as required. I don't think I've ever touched that, so field elevation, we don't even need pressurization. We're gonna go to 10,000 today so we can see everything. Weather, radar on off or standby. We'll just turn it to standby. Radio master, EFIS, and AP trim. So there's radio on, AP trim master on, EFIS master on. Electric trim, test and set. So I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it kind of at its default. All right, next is taxi lights on. We can go ahead and do that. I'll use my switch, see how that works. Parking brake release and tow brakes check, and then before takeoff checklist. Okay. Let's go ahead and hit B to set the altimeter. It is 1000 or 2953. We're at 40 feet elevation. Got a GPS message, and then let's get our flight plan in here. Menu import from SimBrief. And we just got a few waypoints here. We got one airway, I believe. All right, there we go. Yeah, we got the November 560 exiting at Rimmel. And then Orsum, and then direct to EGPU, which is the Thierry Airport. Let's go ahead and select. Can we select our runways? Is it at the very top? No, we can't. All right, not this. And we're just going to squawk 2243 for fun, altitude reporting. No ATC on this flight because the airports are too small. With the RNAV turned off. And our course is our course automatic? I think it is, right? We just go to home here, change our CDI source to GPS. Beautiful. And our first track is 001. Is that because our first waypoint is the VOR on the field or something? It looks like it. No, it's not. It's direct to Cocal. So our first desired track is not 001. So I'm not sure why it says 001 over here. GPS is the source. And I can't change it. All right, we'll see once we start moving if that fixes itself. We're going to go just up to 10,000 today so we can be much lower so we can take in the world around us in its beauty. They give you 4080? What do you mean, Underdog? Give away my 4080? Technically, I didn't pay for the 4080, if that's what you mean. But yeah, I unfortunately will not ever give away anything to anybody on stream physically because I don't want to go through the hassle of opening a PO box to send one item to somebody for a return address, so that is not going to happen. If it was much easier, I probably would have given away some of my real sim gear stuff in the closet, my Honeycomb Bravo. Yeah, but instead I'm just holding on to that stuff for Turk until he wants it. Maybe I'll just make somebody random's day locally, just find somebody on Facebook Marketplace or something and just give it to them. I didn't pay for it, so why should they? Okay, inertial separators on, stall heater and pitot heater off, and we have beta range shown. Let me... There, fix that again. You'd buy the G1000? Yeah, I'm hanging on to that one in case my girlfriend resumes her instrument training. That would be good for her. But I do have like a 530 and a 430. Yeah, that stuff just is collecting dust. It's okay. I mean, a lot of the... It sounds great, but the performance when you have multi-monitors running, each one of those things uses its own HDMI cable and its own USB cable and its own power cable. So it gets to be pretty complicated, and Microsoft Flight Sim eats your frames up big time when you pop Windows out and move them to multi-monitors. So it is, yeah, it is not as glorious as it sounds performance-wise, because of the performance, in my opinion. You're in LA, have I changed my mind? Alright, parking brake set, parking brake illuminated. It is terrain test. Power 9. Okay, this is all before takeoff. Prop governor test. We're going to skip that stuff. Flight idle. Fuel imbalance is good. Yes, those are both on auto. Flaps as required. Put the flaps to takeoff. Trims are already set. Flaps are showing takeoff down here. Pitot heat is now on. Inertial separators on. De-icing systems are off. And let's put on outside air temperature over here, 6 degrees. Flight controls, free and correct. I know this has been a very long... this is what we're going to all have to get used to with career mode and the walk-arounds coming up in Flight Sim 2024. Parking brake release and strobe lights on. Okay. And strobe lights are already on. Alright, I think we can finally move. So which runway are we taking off on today? It recommended... in our flight plan, runway 33. Set this to 330. Actual runway is at 324. Alright, so let's go to the way that is not showing. Go away from the heading bug we just set to the runway threshold. Alright, that took forever. How long did that take? 30 minutes? Yeah, about 30 minutes while chatting. No big deal. That's okay. We'll not need to do any more pre-flight and everything. Just quick turnarounds at each airport, hopefully. Maybe you won't have to do any upgrading. Yeah, I agree. It's a smart decision to wait for benchmarks, wait for all the tech people to do their benchmarks before we decide on what to buy as the safe route. Of course, the downside there is that, you know, there may be stocking issues of what you want, but I mean, there's no reason to spend money if you don't have to. Gonna upgrade your 12th gen i5, yeah. I mean, if you're due for an upgrade anyway and it's gonna affect every single game, then sure. If you have the patience though and you wait for, you know, you can wait for the benchmarks to come out, all the recommendations. If you're mainly playing Microsoft Flight Sim, then it'd be nice to be able to wait. I mean, if you're not running in 4K, like if you're running in 1080p, hey Stevie, what's up? If you're running in 1080p or you're running on 1440p even, like, I have a feeling that most people are not going to need to upgrade their systems significantly. Like they said that was their goal with the sim, is like the performance optimizations are so good that you don't really have to worry about it. Alright, let's get heading mode on. IAS is a hold, right? Yeah, there's no vertical speed mode in this. We just have... Yeah, no vertical speed mode. We just have IAS hold. So what is our climb here? A cabin climb, 500, cruise out plus 1,000 feet. Not sure what we climb at in this thing. I mean, it's a TBM, so I'm sure it's extremely fast? I have no idea. No rotation speed known. I guess I can look at sim brief. Hey Debug, what's going on? 1440 is a sweet spot. Yeah, I really love having a 4K monitor, but for streaming and for flight sim, I would be extremely happy just running in 1440. At TBM pilot, what's the rotation speed? Oh yeah, vertical speed's on the altitude selector in this. That's right. Yes, it is. That is correct. Here we go. I'll just set it to 2,000 feet per minute. I forgot that it's in that little separate box, a little separate unit right there. All right, Delta, have a good day, dude. Thanks for dropping in, man. 1440, you feel like you're missing half of the sim. I mean, I played in 1440 for so long that I feel like I'm seeing twice as much as I need to. You say you're trimmed to the bottom of the green bar? Okay. Yeah, it started out almost at the bottom. I'll pull mine down a little bit. All right, we're in high idle. Landing lights are now on. Radio master's on. Pressurization we don't need. We're just climbing to 10,000 today so we can see most of the world. And I love that in this I do not have to worry about over torquing the engine on takeoff. We can just give it full takeoff power. Ah, perfect time for loading. Good job, Microsoft. I never understand it. Player set full power? Let's load a bunch of stuff. Oh man. This is even with GSX turned off, and I don't really have much on. And I'm guessing around 80 we can rotate. Yeah. A nice crosswind. Alright, gear up. Gears in transit. GPS message. Alright, it did set my desired track to 223 now. Alright, gears up. We got a nice little crosswind on takeoff. Alright, this is like deja vu because we've flown here before. Alright, let's make our turnaround to the left. We can just let the wind turn the plane. Alright, flaps are coming up. In the turn, yes, very professional. Alright, 2,000 feet. Let's click nav mode up here just to get the flight director. Flight director doesn't want to show the right direction. Alright, let's get the inertial separator off. Alright, the enunciations are all clean. Alright, autopilot's on. Sync the heading bug straight ahead. Heading and nav motor on. Let's get the yaw damper on. And we'll get the weather radar going. Altitude reporting mode is on. And we're at 2,000 feet per minute, 135 knots. Maybe this is a little bit fast. All right, just double checking here. Auto fuel selector, auto boost pump. All right, flying towards our course here. We're about to intercept our course. Let's make sure nav mode takes over. Looks like it's taken over. Nav mode up here. All right, we're just going to 10,000 feet this time so we can take in some of the world, actually. Oh, the climb out's 180? That feels kind of slow. Or, I mean, it kind of fast for indicated speed on a climb. I mean, I only have it set to 1,500 feet per minute. Maybe I give it too much credit. I feel like this thing should, is like a rocket ship. Maybe not so much. All right, I'll just do 1,500 feet per minute. Oh, TBM pilot says 85 knots. Yeah, that's about where we took off. I hit the top of the white arc here. I probably rotated like 5 knots too early. You do 180. What's your vertical speed at 180 knots then? Like 1,000? It's funny, the checklist doesn't have anything about the climb, right? It just says observe power limits, cabin climb rate 500 to 700 feet per minute. We don't need the pressurization. Yeah, it doesn't say anything here about rotation speed or climb or cruise climb, any of those recommendations. Usually climb at 140, okay. 2K? I'm at 1,500 feet per minute, max power, and only getting 160. Like maybe the winds are insane right now. You climb at 140. Yeah, 180 seems high. Does SimBrief give us... I don't think it gives us climb, does it? Let me look. Oh wait, it's in the profile for SimBrief, isn't it? Oh, cruise just says normal on SimBrief. Let's see, if I look at takeoff performance calculated for this specific flight, yeah, rotation's at 85, torque at 100. I don't think it's going to give us a climb speed or anything though. But yeah, 85 was the recommended rotation speed. Vision jet 165. TBM's faster. I don't know. I mean, I'm just going off what I see here at 1,500 feet per minute in vertical speed mode. I'm still only getting maxed out. I'm a little over 160 knots. So if I want 180, I'm gonna have to go down to like 1,000 feet per minute, probably 1,200, something like that. But yeah, it could be. Oh, we just got a little crosswind, 10 knots of crosswind from the right. So yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna get 180 knots, and unless you're climbing in 850 mode, but I'm pretty sure 850 mode is only meant for cruise. Actually, I had a checklist for that up at one point. Learning about the 850 mode. I should probably bring that back up. Maybe I was mistaken and it's actually, maybe the TBM, maybe the 850 mode is for use in climb, in which case I could totally see hitting 2,000 feet per minute if we're over torque, if we're doing like 110 or 120% torque or something like that. Let's see, I'm changing my checklist right now. TBM 850. It sounds like the boost pump just turned off. All right, we're up at 10,000 feet. Into cruise we go. $140 knots gives you best climbing performance. All right, cruise checklist, power adjust for performance. So if we want to flip on 850 mode, so we can do that. Whoops, and pull the torque back first. Uh-oh, I probably just hurt our engine. Right, you're supposed to pull it back first, then turn on 850 mode. Brilliant. All right, now we can push our torque up. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be at standard now. 5,000 to 7,000 feet. It's funny that the sim doesn't know. Like if I hit B right now, It just still gives me local. All right, let's see how much I destroyed the engine. Okay, it's not bad. It was just for a moment, so we're at 99%. Best climbing performance? I assume that's just best climbing performance. I don't know, it's just a cruise climb. It depends on the plane. It's not just your VY speed. I think it's usually plane by plane, like manufacturer recommendation for best like cruise climb. I don't know. If you're talking best performance, I guess would be your VY speed. If you're talking about getting to the height, getting to your target altitude as soon as possible. But then there's like a cruise climb, which is a balance. As far as I know, it's a balance between your rate of climb and your ground speed. So you're doing more of just a faster ground speed. So I guess it's however you define the. I guess, yeah, performance, I guess, would be your VY speed. Or basically climbing at the fastest possible power setting, highest possible power setting at your VY speed, I assume is like high performance climb. $850 mode, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I already have 850 mode on. Oh, how did you enable? Oh, sorry. Yeah, TBM was answering. Yeah, down here, 850 mode is a notch right here at the top of the flap selector. So you push it up into the 850 detent here, and that's basically going to unlock the ability to over torque the engine past 100%, or apply your power past 100% torque. So you can go up to the top of the green arc here at like 120 so percent. 121% as TBM is saying. So yeah, it allows you to get additional performance out of it. And I have to check the checklist again, but I'm just thinking out loud here about when you're supposed to use it. I have a manual here somewhere. Turbine Duke, TBM 850 manual, there we go. I'm looking up 850 mode in the official manual right now. Torque limiter and 850 mode. Yeah, so this is the official Black Square manual for it. So yeah, here it just says, flap control levers equipped with a gated fourth position, only available when flaps are fully retracted. So of course you have to bring it up to the fully retracted before you can get up into the detent for 850 mode. In this position, oh yeah, it is for climb, okay. So I'm wrong. My assumption was it's cruise only. So what Rock is saying might be possible then. You could do like 180 knots in 850 mode at 121.4% torque. So I've just been using it in cruise, but I guess you can use it in climb once you get the flaps all the way up. This is the nice thing though, is like in this plane compared to other planes, especially Black Square ones, like the Black Square Grand Caravan and the Black Square Dukes, the Duke turbine, you can over torque those engines and damage them very easily, especially on the takeoff roll when you can just, if you don't set your power carefully, you can over torque them and damage the engine. Here, when 850 mode is not engaged, torque limiter prevents the pilot from torquing the engine beyond 105% at sea level. That is super nice because you can just apply full power on your lever there, on your power lever during takeoff. But the torque limiter should not be relied upon during there we go. Never mind. Take that back. However, the torque limiter should not be relied upon during takeoff, which is the exact reason why I love the torque limiter. Power should be set as if there were no torque limiter present, as it is not very precise. Well, it seems to be precise to me, but yeah, apparently we're not supposed to rely on that. Yeah, because the torque limit varies with atmospheric conditions. Operators should be aware that the red torque annunciator does not illuminate for torque exceeding 100 regardless of 850 mode. So anyway, yeah, you can, in climb, you can turn on the cruise, you can turn on the 850 mode for climb and cruise, get up to 121%. Anyway, we're doing 265 over the ground now. And soon we will be over land again. All right, 32 miles. St. Margaret's Hope. We're going to be passing by Wick VOR is one of our waypoints. Looks pretty mountainous around here. They're not super tall, like 5,000 feet or so, 5,300 feet in these areas. But this will be a lot more scenic than our previous flights for the tour. 850 mode seems more practical for high altitudes when you're struggling to get RPMs. I'm glad that I didn't break the engine slightly when I made the mistake of turning on 850 mode before turning the torque, before pulling my power back. So I should have pulled my power back until I saw the needle moving around the 100 mark, a little under 100, where the torque limiter is limiting it, and then set 850 mode, then add more power. So I guess we're supposed to have standard now, right? All right, leveling back off at an actual 10,000. Yeah, if I check the charts over here, let's see. Okay, we have no... Okay, we have 2 RMP approaches. Just curious what it shows here. Transition altitude 3,000 feet. And it was 6,000 for our departure. Freeware Airport for EGPU. I have, if it's in the marketplace, I have it. If it's some third party like flightsim.to, then no, I don't have it. All right, this is leg number 14, I think. 14 out of 80. Just chilling at 10,000 feet. And let's just check the waypoint info here to see if we can grab the weather. No METAR available. All right, we're just going to rely on Navigraph again. It says runway 5 is preferred. That is what we have in the SimBrief profile too. Winds are 030 at 7, few clouds at 2,500. And runway 5 is the longer of the runways. Okay, so we got Pappy's and 4,600 feet of runway usable length. This is a lucky guess on the cruise altitude here. I just kind of went as low as we could, but we didn't have... Actually, I guess on SimBrief I could have looked at the cloud levels all along the flight. Yeah, over here on SimBrief, this map, I didn't really use this much in the past, but if you have Navigraph, you can click on this and pull in the Navigraph charts for all sorts of things like weather radar and significant weather, wind barbs, and then there's a cloud cover. So we could go here and put in, 10,000 and see the cloud cover. So it looks like we're going to dodge it. We'll get a little close over here. We'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, I guess there's a little bit. We're already in that area, though. And yeah, we're below it, so. But this map here is, like, just super useful. Can bring up our wind barbs everywhere. Confirm we are supposed to be getting a crosswind from the left. I thought our crosswind was from the right. Oh, we just got a little 2-knot tailwind right now. Nice. We're flying west. Simbrief recommended 30,000. I just brought it down to 10,000 so we can see some of the scenery. It's a little weird to do a world tour and be up at, 30,000 feet the whole time. So I'm trying to bring it down a little bit closer so we can actually see some stuff. We could actually go down to 8,000 feet if we want to. 6,000 might be a little bit sketchy with some of the terrain up ahead. Some of the MEFs are showing like 5,300 feet, so I guess safer is 8,000, not 6,000. Is this plane available for Xbox? Yes, it is. It's in the marketplace. It's the black Square TBM 850, and I believe it is on both Xbox and PC at this point. I think I just saw it in the marketplace the other day. Yeah, if you are on Xbox, just be aware that in a plane like this, these planes are much more... There's much more modeled in these planes when it comes to failures and wear and tear and stuff like that. Any plane you get from Black Square, or really any of the high payware planes. So if you don't have a mouse attached to your Xbox, I would highly recommend it because you're gonna be clicking all over this cockpit during your flight. There are failures, there are random failures, there's wear and tear, there's engine condition. So just be aware that this is a bit more involved to fly than the stock planes, like the ones that Asobo makes, like the TBM 930. So be prepared for a bit more of a learning curve and to use the checklist like I did at the beginning of the stream. That's a great way to get started with any plane, is just open up the checklists from that top menu and go through it. And use the little eyeballs for each section here to help you find where the controls are for each one of these steps. And after you do that a few times, you'll probably be good to do most of it from memory. If you do that kind of thing. All right, so runway 5. Let's set up for. There's supposed to be a GPS approach. So let's go to procedures, approach, and see if, yep, we got an RNAV for runway 5. We'll just set that up so we have something. And let's see if we can get a preview here. Let's go to the charts and find runway 5 approach and see which initial approach fix we want to put in. So it says it's an RNP approach, but it's an RNP approach, not an RNP AR approach. So as long as the GPS lets us load it in, like it should be filtering out things we can't do. Like the 530 probably wouldn't show this approach, and I don't think it can support it. Actually, no, the 530 would keep this in, I think. I don't know. Anyway, we do have it here. So runway 5, and our path has us coming like from the northeast, so we could do Givgi. Givgi has a reversal. I mean, we're just gonna end up vectoring ourselves onto final pretty much. So I'm just gonna put in remev, and then we'll handle the vectoring ourselves on the way in. So let's do approach. RNAV 5 via remev. There we go. Just load that in. So we're going from Wick VOR to Chin. And we have Rimmel. And then remev. And let's just delete this on route waypoint. We're going to go directly to the approach. Oh, it doesn't let us do that, does it? Oh yeah, it took the whole approach out. I swear you used to be able to do this stuff. I used to do it this way like every time. I guess we'll just have to activate the approach ourselves. So it still has us going directly to the airport as our en route. And then the approach sections here. 1,600 feet. Okay, top of descent, 37 minutes. And let me just put top of descent up here. Change fields. Top of descent. Alright, 36 minutes. But that's including going to the airport and then like going around back to the other waypoints, so it's always a little weird. Top of descent's here, but yeah, if we zoom in, you can see that our track here is top of descent is based on going to the airport, then flying outbound, then turning back inbound again. I wish there was a way to get the known, like, yeah, delete the airport. That's what I just did. And it deleted the entire approach. Okay, I can do it again. So we have the approach in. The approach is shown after the en route waypoints, and the destination airport is shown in the en route section. I clicked here and hit remove waypoint. This got rid of the entire approach. So I don't know if it's a bug, or maybe this is a difference between the PMS. This is the PMS version, not the TDI. But yeah, I can do it again. If I just remove the en route waypoint, there it goes. It just removes the entire approach and the en route waypoint remains. It's pretty strange. So our top of descent is going to be a little bit later than it's saying probably. All right, we'll load it back in. Alright, we got some clouds coming up. Let's check our weather radar, actually. See how nasty this is. Okay, most of the precip's off to our right. Let's make the range a little higher. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. It'd be better to not fly through this, but I also don't know that going down to 8,000 feet is going to get us under it either. And we are going to make a right turn coming up here, so we might just dodge it. So do I have NextRad turned on? NextRad is on. Okay, yeah, we're going to turn and fly through some of it. Okay, we got a message, probably just a course. Just arrival at waypoint Wick. Alright, right turn, direct. What's after Wick? Chin, and then Bonby. So we're just following this airway, exiting is at Rimmel. Alright, 231's our new track. Nice, we'll get a little tailwind here with this turn. Oh, you're using the TDS and it works there. Okay, yeah, it must be a bug. It doesn't make any sense that you can't show your exact intended route to get an accurate top of descent. But I get like I get the idea. It's something, I feel like I mention this so often when I'm flying and messing with the route and using ATC, like, you know, until you get the approach assigned to you and you get an instruction to turn onto a waypoint of that approach, or you get a vector or something like that. Like until then, you're just guessing, you know, until you actually get the approach assigned. But you know, I guess in this case it would be like, say we're flying VFR. That's not a thing. We can just plan whatever we want. You know, as long as we're abiding by airspace rules. altitude separation, adding 500 feet, at least in the US. I actually don't know if all those VFR rules I've learned are global or not. What's up, Joey? This is the black Square TBM 850. It's in the marketplace. Or directly from Black Square's. Actually, it's from Just Flight, I think, is the marketplace for buying them. And this is using a friend of the channel, Dave's livery, the Black Stallion, which is on flightsim.to. I'm not sure about the sounds, but yes, it does have the new tablet. It has the tablet from the Dukes, so it's the same kind of tablet you see in the Dukes. Except, of course, we just have a single engine page instead of two. But yeah, it's got the condition and all the animations and all the status pages here that the Dukes have. Got the failure screen and everything. It's pretty awesome that they went back and added this in, yeah. And you can just move it around wherever you want it in the cockpit. Well, not wherever you want it, I guess. It's pretty good down here, like in your lap. If you want to leave it on or just tuck it away in the pocket. It's pretty nice, though. All right, we got a little bit of a tailwind now. And it's plus 12 degrees outside air temperature. And weather radar is not showing anything significant ahead yet. Okay, there we go. Yeah, at 80. And then we go to vertical. It's really weird that, I don't know if there's a bug with this, but like it like fills it in and then it basically erases it. It's so weird. If I change the range, watch the first time it like paints the weather on it. Oh no, it's failing now. Interesting. What if I zoom into 20 miles? Okay, there we go, that's better. And now it erases it. It's like an Etch-a-Sketch. It's somebody shaking the thing. So it looks like we need to climb like 4,000 or 6,000 feet up if we want to avoid all this. Yeah, probably a good idea to not fly through this. All right, let's see if I can get up to 16,000 feet. Hey, Underdog's right next to me. What's up, dude? He's just giving me screenshot opportunities. Appreciate that. Oh yeah, we're icing. All right, let's try to climb a little faster if we can. We have some anti-ice capability, and I don't want to go lower because... Get inertial separator onto. I don't want to go lower because our minimum altitude here is like 5,500 feet or so. So we could go down to 8 or 6 maybe. I guess maybe that would be safer going down instead of up. And we got decent anti-ice in this, but we'll just get out of the clouds as soon as we can. Up does sound like the worst decision, right? Because it's getting colder. Alright, that's not too bad. Alright, we're already breaking out. This is the big boy up here. Got a little bit of icing, even though we were at positive 3 degrees, now we're at positive 0. Positive 0. It showed a plus, okay? That's why I said positive. Hey Words, what's going on? We're doing another leg of this World Tour challenge that we have for the VA. So we're in Scotland now. We started at Shetland Islands, or the Shetland. Is it just Shetland Island, or are there multiple islands? We just took off from there. Now we're heading to another airport in Scotland. It just says it's UK, but I think it's in Scotland. Tiree Airport. And we're here in the TBM 850 today. Just trying to pick a new plane periodically while flying, while doing this tour. All right, we're about to level off at 16,000. I think we might need to go up a little higher. I'm gonna set it for 20. Cabin pressure is angry. Gonna turn the cabin climb rate faster. All right, -6 degrees. I got the separator off for now. Windshield off. I wanted to stay low, but I gotta get over these clouds. +0, a move from Seinfeld. +0, -0. It's a band name, it's a virtual airline name. All right, we are almost over all of these. Oh, you went under it? Yeah, 8,000. That was probably the right decision because it'll be warmer down there. I should. I don't know why my initial reaction to icing or seeing clouds coming up ahead is to climb over them rather than go under them. I think it's because I'm more worried about the terrain, potential terrain problems going down low than I am the icing that we can deal with on the climb. All right, almost at 18,000. Let's reset this. What's our cabin temperature in this thing? Oh, 71, nice. All right, we're decently over it here. But now our top of descent's going to be much closer, so. All right, looks like once we get through this, we're good though. Top of descent's not till a ways after it. So, yeah. That's just fine. Get a little more power out of it. All right, -10 outside now. So much for the scenic view. Once we get past the clouds, we'll go down to 8,000. Dude, I'm so excited for career mode. I submitted a few questions during the dev Q&A today, but none of them got answered, unfortunately. So as far as I know, I was trying to get confirmation about the multiplayer in career mode question. I think one of you guys said that the squirrel video talked about it. I kind of had the squirrel video on in the background, so maybe I missed that part. But I was going to ask to confirm, like, when you're running a multiplayer mission in career mode, is it true that you don't actually see other players, which sounds so lonely. No, you can't. They did confirm that today. You cannot do a career mode company with other players. That company tab on career mode, that company button you might have seen from the screenshots, is just for single player. So essentially, I think how it works is you do your flight training. When you get to a certain point in your career mode progression, you then own your own company with a fleet of planes, but it's basically just you. It's a single person company. It's just a way to organize your fleet of planes, and that unlocks like the wear and tear, or not the wear and tear, but the if you have like hard landings and stuff like that, or bounces, like it will damage your plane. You'll lose money because of your poor performance, basically. But it is all single player. Yeah, the aircraft rental feature is awesome. It's so cool that they're adding that. And I think they also said today that you can buy the planes in each version of the sim separately from each other. I'm pretty sure Jorg said that. I might need to go back and re-listen to confirm it, but I am pretty sure that he said from one of the questions that say you only want the Cessna Longitude and you don't want a deluxe premium version, that you can just outright buy the Longitude. I'm guessing it'll be cheaper per plane, of course, to get the bundle and get the new version. I don't know if that's true for every single plane, though. It sounds like it might be, which would also be another crazy, really good change. Multiplayer company is saved for Flight Sim 2028, where you need a 6090, 250 gigs of RAM. Well, I mean, I think that's what it means for us, is that new sky that we've all been working on is here to stay. I think we can assume this is gonna, work, and all of our efforts here to build up our airline and our ratings and our type ratings is gonna stick around. So, as far as virtual airline stuff, that's still gonna be a big thing. You need a third-party add-on like On-Air Company and New Sky to do. So those are not going anywhere, hopefully. I doubt that they would. I mean, this is a reason for the even bigger reason for them to continue making this software like New Sky is, because Flight Sim is not allowing the multiplayer stuff. It's not a component of their career mode. But I am still really excited for the career mode. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to run through all that on stream, and yeah, it's just a cool thing. It has a bunch of milestones for people. We'll be asking each other, where are you in your path? Have you done the firefighting one yet? Where are you in your progression, kind of thing. So it's kind of neat. I like the concept, and it's great that they're doing a lot more than just. It's not. And I guess you could still kind of call it a glorified mission pack, but I mean, there's so many missions. There's like 3 million missions or something they said. So it's much more involved than I originally thought it would be, which is awesome news. Strong internet connection. I don't know that it's going to be using more bandwidth. I think it's just going to be streaming more content. I don't know if that means it's using more bandwidth though, because they've been optimizing it too. So what did they say? Let me look up hardware recommendations. Let me find that graphic. His Men's Journal is always the first thing that comes up. All right, Men's Journal. It says the minimum requirement for internet bandwidth is 10 megabits per second. Men's Journal to the rescue. 10 megabits per second minimum. 50 recommended and 100 ideal. Yeah, that must be higher than it is today. What's really interesting, though, is that it's not only the world data that's being streamed, but all of your marketplace purchases are being streamed, I'm pretty sure. You can optionally download them, I think. And all the world updates are no longer like downloads. They're just streaming in the world. So as you're approaching this area, it's loading in the same updated stuff for everybody. RIP 56K. I'm pretty sure you can optionally download your marketplace purchases, but I think that they said that it's going to be streaming them in. So I wonder if that means that I don't know if anybody asked this yet, but does that set the groundwork for them streaming in everything to the marketplace for multiplayer usage, even if you don't own it? Because if it streams in, say somebody's flying, so like Trojans and the H125 over here. If I don't own that, does that set the stage for them to transfer the data from the marketplace for the H125 so I can see it even though I don't own it myself? Because that would be incredible. Like, we know that they've improved the model matching for like injected traffic and live traffic with all the models that they showed off. But I don't know if that applies to multiplayer marketplace stuff or not. You doubt it? Yeah, I doubt it too. But it seems like the infrastructure might be there to do something like that. If they're streaming all the data anyway. That would be nice. 6 minutes till top of descent. Alright, looks like we're past all of the pre-sip that's showing on NextRad. Not seeing anything up ahead, so we could probably safely go through these clouds. So let's go down to 8,000 feet now. I wanted to get some sightseeing in here. We may be able to rent planes. Yes. Yep, they said that. I think they put it in the hands of the developers. So it's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a telling thing, I would say, if a developer does or does not allow their plane to be rented, you know? I feel like the sentiment, like the perception of people, or myself, I'm sure the other people would agree, if you see a plane in the marketplace that is new, and maybe it's not from a so well-established developer, and they don't allow you to rent it, that might be like an eyebrow-raising thing where you're like, why don't they want us to rent this plane? Is it because if we rent it, we're going to hate it so much, there's no way we're going to buy it? But then at the same time, I could see developers like that are super established, like PMDG, for example, not allowing rentals of their planes because they're just such high quality already that they're like, maybe they won't think there's a point to it. I don't know. Either way, I hope every developer allows rental of their plane. From somebody that does the marketplace thing almost every week and buys all the planes to show them off on the stream, that would be a money-saving thing for me for sure. I've bought like thousands of dollars of planes to show off on the stream over the years, and yeah, it would be a nice change there. Bert, Hank, and Kagri, thanks for the subs. All right, descent. Whoops, need to bring this down to sea level. All right, I'm not quite at 100% torque, so I'm going to turn off 850 mode for the descent. Yeah, it might cause the devs to up their game. Yeah. But yeah, I'm very surprised by just that they're allowing that. Oh, another great thing. A great thing for the stream as well, very selfishly, is the ability to gift things. I mean, obviously it's going to benefit everybody. You can send your friends planes through the marketplace. That's a new thing in 2024. So on those off chances we do a giveaway and stuff like that on the stream, which every now and then I do, I'll be able to just directly gift to you guys in Flight Sim the giveaway prizes and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really nice you can buy planes for your friends now. Or you will be able to in 2024. Leasing planes, yeah. Yeah, it's more like a down payment, isn't it? Yeah. I guess renting makes sense. I mean, what's the difference between a rent and a lease? I guess with a lease, you assume the money. I mean, in a lease, like for an automobile, right? Your money, it's not going towards the purchase of the car, is it? I mean, it's just like a long-term rental. Like maybe there's a buyout price at the end. I don't know. I've never leased a vehicle in my life. Oh, nice, Manny. The 190 Freighter Edition is available. Thank you, dude. I'll check it out. Let me check if you posted a screenshot. I assume you did. Thanks so much for working on that, dude. Oh, yeah, here it is. Couch cargo. Vintage. Oh my God, the covers. Dude, what? How did you figure out how to do that? This is Manny's latest livery. This is using a more vintage looking. This is for the E-Jets 190 freighter variant, which is the only variant that's available on the marketplace right now. So very nice of him to make this because it's the only one I have at this moment. But look at the engine cover. The couch engine cover is awesome, dude. Look at this. That is so cool, man. I love it. Nice tartan pattern on the background there. That looks so cool, dude. It's just got the classic like racing stripe looks with like a more fun, little more fun font on it. Dude, that's so cool. Nice, man. All right, that's in the Google Drive. I'll post a link to it. I think the liveries command is probably still working, but they're in a public Google Drive. Anybody can download them on PC, of course. All right, we are direct Orsum. Yeah, plane sold separately, yes. All right, 6 minutes to Orsum. We're just going down to 8,000 feet way early just to be able to see some of the terrain here. I did reinstall VFR. We love VFR for this. Actually, do I have the right regions installed? I need to double check that. I have region 1 and 2 downloaded. Isn't there a region 3 that covers like Asia and India, I think? Region 3, I believe I'm missing. Yeah, it is. Okay, region 1 is like Europe and Africa. Region 2 is the US and Canada, North America, South America. Region 3 is Asia, India, Australia, Japan. So I'll need to download region 3 from We Love VFR. I only have 1 and 2 installed right now. Oh no. Oh no, I have 2 and 3 installed. Oh no, no wonder I'm not seeing much. I don't have region 1 installed, which is where we are. Alright, I have to download region 1. RIP. There we go, region 1 is missing. Alright, I'm downloading that in the background. Maybe I'll restart the sim, because I want to fly low and I want to see as much detail as we can. So I'd probably be seeing a bunch more things here. Oh, I forgot to mention, I installed new in the marketplace this week. There was an update yesterday, which included the Boeing 707, which got really bad reviews. I did fly it around really quickly. I did a takeoff with it. It seems very basic. I don't think that I have the same complaints as people on the internet do, but I also downloaded this Aerofire Global. This is by South Oak Co. This thing was $12.99 USD, and it pulls in real-time fire data, but I think it might only support the US. I'm not really sure if it's global. I'll have to double check on if it's global or not, but it should have fires on the ground that you can see the smoke from where they have the data. It also has like fuselage drop, so you can like, I think you can set a hotkey. Yeah, it says you can use the nav lights on as a drop key for dropping water if you're doing aerial firefighting. But you can also hit spawn a random fire. So if I click this a bunch of times just to show, you can see the little tiny fires spawn. There we go. There's one down there. Yeah, so here's like a visual of the fire you can see down there on the ground. So it should be pulling in. I don't know if it's US only. I'll have to double check on the data source. Oh, it is global in the title? Okay. Oh, right. Aerofire Global. There we go. Yes. Debunked. So yeah, I haven't seen any in the wild yet, but you can spawn a random fire nearby. I'm not sure how insane it's going to look. Like, it's just a little fire. Like, It's not like this whole area in fire. I don't know how it draws the patterns or what, but yeah, you can see I've just spawned some random ones here so we can see it. But it's kind of cool because I don't remember if Flight Sim 2024 has fires or not. We have biomes, we have is it tornadoes? We have like wildlife and ships, but I don't think we have fires. Let me double check the list. Maybe we do have fires. I mean, we have the firefighting missions, but I don't think it pulls in global fire data like this. So I thought this would be good to grab just because of the assumption that I had that we don't have this data in Flight Sim 2024. But yeah, it's pretty basic looking, I think. Like, you know, it's just a little fire animation with a big smoke plume coming up from it. Actually, is this getting pushed by the wind? Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, look, the 14 knot wind from the back left. So it looks like, yeah, it's being, unless it's just luck, but it looks like it's being affected by the wind direction, which is cool. But this might look really intense if we find an area that has some high amount of active fires. Can you extinguish them? You can extinguish like with using the plugin. But I don't know if the default like water bomber, what is that, like the C416 or whatever. I don't know if its native firefighting controls work with this or not, or if I'm guessing you probably have to use the one here in the UI, or you know, the hotkey for it. But at least you can fly the plane you want, and any plane that you're in, it can turn it into a firefighting plane, I guess. But I mainly got it just for the visual part, not for the actual firefighting activity. Just because all the times we've flown around and we've been near active wildfire areas, like in Canada and places like that, over the last few months, it would have been nice to have this for those flights. I'm on a roll today with the, is Aero global fires or just in the US? And the +0. This is how good my mind works during the workday. All right, top of descent's in 10 minutes now since we're already down to 8,000 feet. And we're gonna go down to 1,600 feet. All right, let's double check the weather and the runway. See if this is updated on Navigraph. Winds are 030 at 7. 4 hours and 44 minutes ago. That's useful. All right. That is a very old METAR. I don't know if we can manually refresh it either. I wish I could refresh this manually. 5-hour-old METAR. All right, let's choose the RNAV approach here. RNAV runway 5 via Remev. All right, looks like now that we're passing Orsum, we can just activate this approach. Good thing we looked at the MEFs. I think 6,000 feet would have been a bad idea. Yeah, hurricane's gonna hit Florida. Yeah, I saw that. I saw an alert for that on my phone. Everybody in Florida, stay safe. Get the weather in GTN. I tried it. It didn't give me a source when I got it here. Yeah, the METAR said there was no METAR available. No METAR, no TAF. I can just use that METAR TAF website though. Echo Golf, Papa Uniform. Winds are 090 at 9 knots. 993 for the altimeter. I'll just put that in now. Even though transition altitude might be 3,000 feet, or transition level 030. Helene, yeah, for the hurricane. Is that pronounced Helene or Helena? I think Helena or Helena is an A at the end, right? Is it Helene? 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 I'll have to tune into the news to hear them mispronouncing them. Assume that's the right way to pronounce it. All right, we're gonna eventually go down to 1,600 feet. And it looks like we can start our slow descent now. All right, I'm gonna go activate the approach and we'll turn out to that waypoint. Should have done that after the last waypoint. All right, direct remev and 1,600 feet for the FAF. It's a GPS approach. Well, it's a RMP approach. Next hurricane's gonna be called Kip. I wonder if there's ever been, I don't know if there's ever been a Kip hurricane. That'd feel bad if it was a devastating one. All right, let me pull the speed way down here. Helena Bonham Carter. All right, map. Top of the descent's not till way out here. I guess we'll just level off at like 6,000 for now. Got a ways to go still. What is the easiest plane to fly? I guess that depends on whether or not you're going to use assistance modes or not. Because even a plane like the 152 or the 172, for example, you kind of, if you're using all the realism settings, you'll have to learn about mixture, for example. Which is why I'm kind of a fan of the Diamond DA40 instead, the DA40NG, is because it has like an ECU in it, so it'll handle that stuff for you. So you just have a throttle lever and no mixture and no prop control. It handles all that stuff. So, but the downside is that in the Diamond, you have to learn to do fuel transfer switch. So it's kind of a pro and con to each. So yeah, you can avoid needing to learn to set your mixture at high altitudes in the 172 by using the Diamond, or if you use the 172, you can avoid having to do fuel transfer because the Cessna pulls from both tanks at the same time. So it's just a little bit of a give and take. But if you have the assistance settings on, I mean, any of the stock non-jet planes will be pretty easy to fly. Like, I actually really like the Cessna Grand Caravan. I think the Cessna Grand Caravan, even though it's going to be significantly larger than the 172 or the DA6, the DA40, I like it because it will pull from both tanks, and because it's a turboprop, you don't have to deal with mixture. So I think the Grand Caravan is one of the easiest planes to fly. It also will let you get up to quite a bit. You'll have a better climb performance up in the Grand Caravan than you will in the 172 if you're trying to get up to, like, you know, 15,000 feet or whatever. What is the 152 ceiling actually? Or 172 ceiling? Is it? Oh, 14,000. Sorry, not 15. 14,000 feet. Whereas the Grand Caravan goes to 25, I think. It's not pressurized, but it goes up to 25 with like supplemental oxygen. So yeah, I think the Grand Caravan is the easiest plane overall to fly in the sim. Especially the default one. The Black Square Caravan adds in things like over torque failures and engine wear and tear. So yeah, the Asobo 208 Grand Caravan EX. That's my vote for the easiest plane to fly. It's straight, it's just so versatile too. You can get in and out of like any airport with that thing. It takes a good number of passengers if you're doing something like NeoFly. Hardest plane to fly? F-35. I don't know. I feel like the Fokker is really difficult. The Boeing 737s are really challenging too. I think in terms of airliners, like I haven't tried the Fokker too much. I found some bugs with the Fokker, I think, when I was using it. Or was that the 146 Professional? Yeah, I feel like any classic airliner that's highly detailed, like the F-38. Is it the F-38? Is that the Fokker? The F-38? F-38? F-28, sorry. The F-28 might be the hardest one. I think the 737s are hard to learn too. Like they're incredible planes, but I mean, you guys saw me learning that in real time every day for months. Or for weeks, I guess. The Airbus is much more straightforward to fly. There's just a lot of steps. So yeah, I feel like the 737 is like very detailed, which is what makes it difficult or challenging, but it still has very modern avionics in it, right? Like it has very modern capabilities. So that's why something that has more classic navigation equipment in it, like the Fokker or something like that, where you have to do VOR, the 146, you have to do VOR, or use like a retrofit GPS with a 530 that's not really meant to be in there. Fokker F-28 is probably one of the hardest. And I guess you could argue managing anything that requires a flight engineer, like, the Concorde maybe? Yeah, Underdog says the Concorde. Anything that requires a flight engineer is also kind of insane. Because you're doing the job of, technically 3 people instead of just 2. Qubit says, I had 200 pounds more fuel than what SimBrief calculated. New Sky Doc, 3 points for having too little fuel reserve. That's me. Are you using the right plane profile and stuff in your SimBrief? Is it loading everything in? I don't know. I don't have the solution, Qubits, but I mean, maybe somebody else does, but I haven't run into any of those issues. I think one time there was a discrepancy with like the max landing weight and the payload capability of the plane I was flying and what New Sky had it in for its specs for the plane, and that caused me to have like too much fuel on landing. So I was overweight on landing, but I haven't had the reserve thing before. I would go into SimBrief and make sure that your reserves are set to auto, or even you can do it within New Sky as well. I think when you go into the OFP stuff and modify it, you can like see what settings it used before you start the flight and see that it has like auto reserves chosen and stuff like that. I just have all my stuff set to auto. All right, RNP approach, runway 5. It's an LNAV approach, CDFA, and 650 AGL for the minimums. I don't think we can put baro minimums in this, so we'll put 650 in here. Can we put baro minimums? Oh, wait, we have DH. Is this just changing over this over here? Cannot change it yet. Oh, I have to do DH set. That's why, because we're too high, right? Oh, I forgot we can do it over here. So we change this to DH set, and then when we change it back to normal, it'll show it once we're at a certain altitude, I assume under 2,500 feet. All right, so we can set this to 650 as well. Then we can go back to normal, and then it'll bring up the minimums once we get low enough. What's wrong with New Sky? You're gonna give up? There's got to be a solution to it. Maybe it's something to do with like the SimBrief defaults settings that you have. I mean, it should change them. It should do it automatically. But like if you go into your SimBrief page like this and edit your flight, I think it requires almost all of these route options or planning options here to be turned on. All of these tick marks here. Plan step climbs is off for me because I manually set the altitude. But I would double check here. Just go to your latest flight plan, edit it, and then check all these and hit the set default or save defaults button right here. And see if that helps. But that's not even, that is not even, that section doesn't even have the, it doesn't even have like the reserves, but I don't know, maybe it affects it. What's up, Lumen? Adding cargo weight in the Piper 500. Doesn't always configure the cargo weight. Yeah, mattering what plane you're into, some of them kind of require that you use the EFB to set the weight and balance. The 850 seemed to do just fine with me doing it through the default weight and balance menu here. But generally it's a better idea to use the EFB for the loading for your fuel and payload if it's available. Like in the Meridian, that is... that's a thing in the Meridian as well. All right, Remev 2,000 or above. 5 India 1,600 or above, and then that's our final altitude. It's an LNAV approach, so we're just gonna be able to go down to a minimum of 1,600 feet, and then hold that until we start our descent after 05 Foxtrot, 3 degree, and we're usually at between 120 and 140 knots, so about 700 feet per minute. Top of descent in 2 minutes. Let's clean this map up. Oh no, let's clean it up even more. Oh no. Airspace. There we go. Nope. All right, that's as clean as it's gonna get. 6 flight in a Honda Jet, it works every time. Oh, except for this time. I mean, it's as long as I mean, if you're doing the rating doesn't really matter that much. I mean, I don't really care about the rating. I know Josh cares a lot about the rating. He's been like upping the requirement to get in to a 9 instead of an 8, but yeah, we don't want the settings for our V8 to ruin somebody's time of enjoying the sim. Like everybody, myself included, is gonna have flights where we get dinged for stuff. Like I forgot my strobe light when I turned or my beacon and nav lights when I turn the engine on here, so I'll probably get dinged for that on this flight. Like it doesn't matter. We want people to have fun as long as they're not crashing their plane every single time and getting a 0. That doesn't sound like having fun unless maybe you're like a child. thinking that's hilarious, but yeah, you know, for the rest of us, it's just meant to give us all a reason to fly together and to fly more often. And it does seem like, you know, like I mentioned earlier, like New Sky is probably around to stay. The career mode in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is going to be cool, but it does not have a multiplayer component to it. So I could see a lot of us doing that for fun as a single player thing, myself included. I'll do that a lot on the release week. But as far as, yeah, flying together and doing the VA thing, we still need to rely on software, on programs like New Sky, On Air Company, and so on to do our VA stuff. So New Sky isn't going anywhere for us. Helene's going to be a category 4. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Living in California, I don't know if I would pick between hurricanes or earthquakes. If I had, I mean, I guess I am picking by living here. But yeah, hurricanes sound terrifying. I think I'd rather have the earthquakes. All right, let's start our descent down to 1,600 feet. Ground speed is fast, so I'll pull the torque way down. You live in Tornado Alley? Yeah, I mean, there aren't too many places, you know, like whenever somebody thinks about California, like, oh my God, earthquakes, how could you ever live in California? I'd never live there. I mean, there's not really many places in the country where you don't have some sort of extreme weather happening. You know, tornadoes, hurricanes, negative 10-degree temperatures, you know. It just, I don't know, even, this sounds silly to put in the same bucket, but like massive amounts of insects everywhere you go and humidity, you know, like there's so many things that can be annoyances or feel just like frustrating to deal with where you live, but I don't know, like there's not really anywhere that's perfect. So you just gotta pick your poison kind of thing. We're all gonna generally be partial to where we have lived most of our lives, so. And you're either dealing with the cold, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, the earthquakes, blistering heat and humidity. Like, it's something. The humidity is worse than the hurricanes. All right, got the speed down to 180 knot ground speed. We got a nice little tailwind still. Turn into a decent headwind when we turn around. Probably have a little bit of a crosswind from the right here. And we got about 4,800 feet of runway to deal with. All right, 2,000 or above. Let's go down a little faster. We can go all the way down to 1,600. All right, flaps extended speed, landing config 122, landing gear operational speed 178 it looks like. Landing gear down 178. 178 for flaps 1, 122 for flaps 2. Okay, landing lights are on, strobes on, nav's on, pitot heat's on, inertial separator is on. Now let's check our landing checklist. And I already did the pressurization earlier on our descent. Decision height is set. Inertial separator on, under 200 knots, max RPM, that's done. Flaps approach on 178 and full under 122. Autopilot disconnect. Okay. All right, let's get the gear down. What's up, Tyler? How's it going? All right, we're gonna level off at 1,600 feet. And then once we get to this FD05 Foxtrot waypoint, which is next, we're gonna start our descent. 3-degree glide path angle down. And that's gonna be at about 700 feet per minute. If we get 140 knots on our ground speed, we're at 132 right now. And yeah, if we get to 140, it's 743. So if we split the difference, these are about 100 apart. So if we do like 130 ground speed, that'll be about 700. And airport elevation is 38 feet. All right, inertial separator is on. And if we hit approach here, we should follow an advisory glide path. We'll see if we get it. We have a little advisory glide slope right here, but it's an LNAV approach, so we have higher minimums. We got 650 feet AGL. All right, let's get down into the white arc. We already got the field in sight. It's supposed to have Pappies on the left. We'll see if that's true. All right, and winds, we got an 18 knot, mostly headwind right now. Beautiful. All right, we're in full flap range. 0.4 miles to our descent point, so let's get the flaps all the way down. All right, and approach mode is on, so it's already started our descent for us. I'm just going to get my speed down a little bit lower, and then we'll turn off autopilot. You can see somebody's taillights right up there landing. Yeah, you can fly. We're on USA West. We're just doing this world tour. We're in Scotland right now. This is leg 14 out of 80. We're going to try to get all this done before the release day of flights in 2024. All right, if we need to do a go around, it is climb 2,000 feet. So let's set our selected altitude to 2,000 feet. There we go, 2,000 feet set. And I'm gonna get my speed down to like 100 knots. And then we'll turn off the autopilot. Who's in the helicopter right there? Dozen in the Bell 407. All right, let's get the autopilot off and yaw damper off. And we'll get the flight director off. All right, we got a 12 knot headwind almost. 500 AGL. I guess there's no minimums call out in this. So we were already below minimums, I think, when I turned off the autopilot. Pretty gusty. Trying to keep my airspeed a little high just because like our ground speed's 96 right now. And this 14 knot headwind is very gusty. Yikes. It is so gusty. What's happening? What is this? Shaking like crazy. Holy. It's not fun at all. Now it's perfectly calm and we're too high. This is such a long landing. All right, got beta mode on. Yeah, I do have that song in the playlist, yeah. Milk. Yeah, was all that like buffeting? Was I like on the verge of a stall? I don't think so, because there was no stall horn. Like the stall horn warns, you know, a ways before you're actually stalling. I don't know. You guys tell me if you're hitting the same wind, getting the same shuddering on final. All right, let me get the flaps up. Get off the runway. It was pretty violent until the last moment there. Yeah, it was like wake turbulence. Yeah, that was pretty wild. We're gonna get wake turbulence in multiplayer, and it's going to, you know, be real, you know, based on the plane that took off before you. Jack is down. Almost. I had a pretty long landing. Chase also in the Grand Duke, probably. Alright, Underdog's in the 850 and so is Bandit. I'm curious if you guys get the same thing on final or if it was user error. Because yeah, I had a 100 knot ground speed. Indicated was like 110 to 120 until short final. I mean, really until I was about to touch down, so it felt like wake turbulence. It was violent. Look at this runway shape again. This thing is a roller coaster, dude. I mean, just look at the white edge line here. The waves in it. I feel like we're getting that on most of these small airports, just these totally uneven runways. People in air balloons gonna get trolled. Oh man, people are gonna be like just flying by people in balloons with fighter jets like all day long. It's gonna be filled with trolls, I think. It's gonna be so cool to see hot air balloons flying around though. I really like it. Yeah, the runway's designed to generate bounces, I know. It does look that way. Which runway? It's runway 5. That looked a lot smoother than mine. He's still floating like I was. I floated really far down the runway. I didn't like touch down until like over here though, I think. Mine was a lot further. I think I need to restart my sim real quick. Oh, looks like Chase did a go around. I am gonna restart the sim just so I can pull in the We Love VFR add-on. It's probably gonna take like 15 minutes to restart the sim. If it gives me a 10, oh my god, it gave me a 10. If it gives me a 10, it's rigged. And I made $50. It is much more generous on the landing. On the landing performance when you are in a small plane, I feel. And yeah, somebody early said it. Somebody before said it's I'm on really early. Yeah, it's just because I have today off. I'm leaving pretty early tomorrow. I have to go to bed early, so I'll be off for 4 days. So I figured I'd get a stream in. I took the day off so I could just chill and pack before I go. So. Oh, you got a 10 for you too. Nice. Yeah, my landing was forgiven too. It's very nice of them. All right. It's taking this long to get back to the main menu. We're just at a black screen right now. All right. Microsoft, anytime now. It's a little intermission. And now it crashed. Okay. I hit main menu and the sim crashed. Yeah, you use Alt F4 to exit. Yeah. Usually I try to go to the main menu and hit quit to desktop just in case there's anything it does that's kind of important. Now, speaking of Alt F4, I actually need to install the mod. I'm just installing the We Love VFR mod for that region. I only had region 2 and 3 installed. Oh, it didn't actually download it. Oh, because it has an I'm not a robot button. Whoops. Okay, downloading now. All right, it'll be 30 seconds to download, then I'll install it. Yeah, Rick, I did. I downloaded it. I have it installed. The Aero Fire Global. That is installed. Okay, already downloaded. It's almost done downloading. Open when done. Is it any good? I haven't used it to see any live fires yet. So I haven't really put it to the full test, but as far as I know, Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is not going to be adding live fire data for wildfires, so I think it's still relevant since we don't have that stuff in Flight Sim 2024. Okay, Jack, have a good one, dude. You have to go now. Early train to London tomorrow. Nice. Yeah, I got an early flight tomorrow, so sounds like we're both in the same boat. Or train or plane. Good to see you, man. Insane turbulence. Yeah, you got the same thing, dude? Okay. Yeah, I had so many bumps. Lots of bumps on final. All right, just reloading. This might take a bit. If you guys need to take a break, now's a good time. If you need to restroom, refill a drink, etc. Yeah, turn down turbulence to medium. I have seen that before. I think people that fly the Phoenix usually recommend that too. Just an extra challenge. I've had it on like realistic or whatever, which apparently is unrealistic. I've had it on that setting like only. I don't think I've ever changed it. All right, while we're waiting for this to start, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. All right, back. Where's the next leg going? Let's check that right now. New Sky, where are you? All right, around the world. 21%, allegedly. All right, that was leg 13, that was leg 14, not 13. All right, so Tyree to Caernarfon Airport, 222 miles, so I'm going to stay in the 850. Okay, we're starting at EGPU. Oh, there's no parking. I hate when this happens and there's no parking spot. That's so weird. Choose from 6 runways. All right, I guess we are just starting on the runway. And let's change the time to 10 a.m. instead of 10 p.m. All right, on the runway we start. TBM 850. TBM. The Canevo. 21:55, that sounds good. Hour and 10 minutes is the estimate. Generate the flight plan with SimBrief. All right, start flight. Okay, it's still loading. Sim is freezing, classic. Can you change time to solar eclipse time? Yeah, you can. You can change the date historically back in time to get to a day of a solar eclipse or lunar eclipse or things like that. Yep. All right, sim is still frozen. And it crashed. Okay. Let me see what crashed it. I'm opening the Event Viewer app on Windows. Clicking Applications. Windows Logs. Applications. Application error. Coherent GTJS.dll. Something caused by GTJS. I'm guessing... I don't know. Does that have something to do... Does that have something to do with PMS 50 GTN? Okay, I found a thread. Page file. All right. Not GSX. No, I have GSX disabled. And GSX is off. And this is giving me an error called coherent UIGT.dll. Somebody says page file problem. Oh man, always GSX. Yeah, GSX will have problems at really tiny airports that don't have any parking. I don't know. Do I need to set a page file? Why do I have to do this in 2024? It's crazy. Performance. I already have a 10 gigabyte page file, it looks like. It's all system managed. I don't know. And I need to restart my computer for anything to change, so that doesn't sound fun. I'm just gonna try again, I guess. Yeah, turn the computer off and on. Yep. We need Flight Sim 2024 now. Yeah, it just got to the point where, like, it's almost like when you have an old phone. Like, after you have the same phone for 4 years, and just over time, the amount of crap that gets on it, the performance degradation, the battery life dying. It feels like that's Flight Sim 2020 right now. It's like we're at the absolute messiest it will ever be because of all these add-ons we're using. It's like time for a fresh phone, which is it feels like 2024 is like getting a new phone if you've had the same one for 4 or 5 years. Man. Slew from another airport, yeah. It might have something to do with loading in directly on the runway, but I do have GSX disabled. It's not even running in my system tray or anything like that. I turned it off in the exe file. But yeah. A little annoying. Gonna spend another 5 minutes or so loading. Sorry, guys. It's out of my control, man. It's out of my hands, man. I got that Boeing 707 add-on that came out on Tuesday, or came out just yesterday, right? I flew it. Did a takeoff, took some screenshots. It got a bunch of hate online, I guess. People are just like, this thing is so low quality. I think a lot of the feedback seemed to be about the textures and stuff. But I mean, I flew it using the retrofit 530 with GPS and it seemed to work fine. Had like a limited autopilot, kind of like something you'd see in the MU2 or something like that. Or it just had like a pitch hold. But I guess Microsoft got wind of it in the dev update today. They were talking about it. They're like, yep, we got a long report. York said something like, I got a long report about the 707. So maybe they'll improve it and fix some of those things people are complaining about. And they verified again that there's going to be updates for the ATR coming on the 10th of October, I think they said. So a little more than 2 weeks, about 2 weeks from now. How does the fire look? It's really basic, but I haven't seen a live fire yet. I've only looked at the ones that you can spawn yourself manually. So I just hit the button a few times in the add-on where it spawns a random fire on the ground. So it just looks like a basic fire with a plume of smoke coming up from it. But I'm guessing if you go to like a live wildfire area, there's probably a ton of them. And it did look like the wind affected which way the smoke was blowing. So yeah, I haven't fully tested it yet. I guess I could look at like I have to look up where their data source is. Yeah, it would be nice to fly over and see the smoke. Yeah, I agree. Especially when, I mean, we've had a lot of flights in like Canada over the last few months where there was just tons of wildfires happening. Man, should I change planes? I feel like I should change planes just in case it's the GTN or something causing it. I don't want to crash again. Like maybe I should just pop in the Vision Jet. Yeah, I think I'll just hop in the Vision Jet just because Yes. It'll be a similar speed. Maybe a tiny bit faster. All right, no parking spots. Let's see if this one loads. Please don't crash. You can set a location for the fire. I don't know if it'll put it in the city or not. It might look for where trees are. But yeah, you can hit a button to just spawn one random fire on the ground nearby. All right, well, we loaded in this. I don't know if that was the problem, but at least we'll be able to take off. Okay, so I have to go back and redo my flight here. Get a new sim brief generated. And choose the right plane. The Josh, 6 passengers. All right, I'll generate the flight plan, but then I'll modify it to keep us lower. Oh wait, can I modify it now? Oh no, I needed to hit the view button. Wait, let's redo this. Oh, can't close it. Can I delete it again? Here we go, view. Edit, and let's see what we can choose here for our lowest altitude. All right, VFR. Where are the MEFs? They're gone. Oh, there's one. 5,300 up there. Oh, there we go. They're much bigger areas, quadrants than I thought. 5,800, 4,100, 42, and 37. So we can go down to like 6,000. We're going eastbound now, so maybe 7,000 feet will be the lowest. 7, 9, 11. So let's edit that and put in. Actually, let's check the weather first. Check the cloud cover. Okay. Oh man, there's a lot of cloud cover around here. 7,000 feet, there's quite a bit. It looks like we need to be up at like 21,000 to avoid most of the clouds. We could just fly through low-level clouds. Let's just do like 11,000. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'll drop the route in once I generate it. I just want to make sure the altitude is not going to give us different waypoints. All right, I'm going to keep it really low again, 11,000, so hopefully we can see some cool terrain and stuff. See the world. Okay, generate flight. Okay, fetch modified. Let's see if Beyond ATC will work for this flight. Okay, it's got 11,000 shown. And we need to set our takeoff fuel. We're already on the runway, so this makes it pretty easy. Don't have to worry about taxi fuel or anything. Block fuel 1388. All right, 1,400 then, and payload. 900 pounds for the payload. $903. Did they mention anything in regards to built-in ATC? I think they said that both the Sobo and Working Title, I think what he said is that both of them worked on some ATC improvements. I think in one of the trailers or something, or one of the demos, we heard different ATC voices. So there's improved voices. I don't think you can talk to it. I don't think you can use your microphone yet. And somebody also mentioned Beyond ATC and asked them about it, and they said that they've been looking at those, but they don't have any plans to like implement those, you know, or acquire those companies or anything like that. I'm pretty sure is what York said. So yeah, it sounds like there'll be some small improvements to ATC, but maybe they'll go into it in the future dev updates. Hopefully they'll give us some more details around that. All right, where is Volanta? Let's get that going. A million things to import, and we got to make sure there are flight plans in here. All right, sim brief. Import, and let me grab the route. Beyond ATC says no response from simulator, probably because I restarted it twice. Let me go to the... Here we go, this is what I want. Alright, we're just going to go up to 11,000 feet. Hit B for the altimeter. It's 2935 in inches. And I'll get the route in the chat in a second. The lowest flight possible. All right, flight log. All right, here's the route. Direct Bruce. All right, there's the route. Runway 5 for takeoff. And destination, it's expecting runway 25. So we got direct Bruce, Lima 602 to Gow, which is Glasgow. This is the Vision Jet. Yep, this will be included in Flight Sim 2024. All right, Lima 612 to Fennec, Papa 600 to Turnberry, then direct Blaka, direct Isle of Man, and then direct EGCK. Okay. Yeah, let's see if Beyond ATC likes these airports or not.